Dyer with Inspire Me 360, and I want to talk in this video a little bit about really paying attention to everything you're doing in terms of your interactions with each and every person in your life on a daily basis. So this is really about not taking people for granted, because, and again, a lot of times in our busy, chaotic modern life, we feel so pushed to achieve a certain standard of living, and we judge ourselves so much by whether it is, these status symbols, the car we drive, the house that we live in, the clothes we wear. So much is superficial and external, and yet really the foundation of what we are creating with individuals around us, with our family members, our friends, our co-workers, even people that we meet on the street, it's really the energy of the impression that you leave on others that is so truly the imprint of who and what you are in this world. And that's really where it comes down to taking people for granted, or rather not be taking people for granted. So whether it is your spouse, your kids, your friendships, your extended family members, your mom, your dad, your grandparents, I know that specifically one of my mantras or foundational principles of living is to always take that little added extra time with people to make them feel special, heard, worthy, enough. And if every individual on planet Earth took that approach with the way that they interacted with others, we would have such a beautiful society. We'd have such a beautiful environment to exist in. And I try to do this each and every day with my staff, with the way that I run my companies. Again, it does take a little bit of extra time to say to somebody, I appreciate the hard work you're putting in. I think you're amazing. Let's take a step back and just appreciate you as a person. But what it does when you go that extra mile is, first of all, it makes you feel extremely good about the way in which your transactions or interactions with others are unfolding. You never end your day or hit the pillow with any sort of a guilty conscience when you're doing this. And let's bring it back to our family members, our mothers, our parents, our aging parents, our grandparents. I've now lost all my grandparents, and part of that was a difficult lesson for me. I definitely spent as much time as I could in my 30s with my grandparents, and I really paid attention to hearing all of the stories, hearing all of the wisdom, just soaking up all of that beautiful, loving energy that I could. However, in my 20s, again, I may not have been as diligent to that, and that's kind of normal to a certain degree. But again, really taking the time now to spend time with my family, with loved ones, and taking the time, another extension of this is when we talk about spousal relationships, okay? Especially when you have two people working extremely hard, taking a time in relationships to honor the other person, to say thank you, to be grateful for that position that they are holding in your life, and to take the time to build them up. It is so extremely important to make the foundational people in your life feel special and know that they are truly valued by you. This is one of the biggest gifts that you can give in terms of the peace of your surroundings and creating a real infrastructure for a happy, healthy life. Now, myself personally, I don't have children. I've always wanted to have children. It just hasn't been in the cards for me. But again, I have been a child, so I've been on the other side of it. And I think that it is extremely important that parents take the time for their kids, even if they are busy working parents, that they take time to, do family things and really immerse themselves in the experience of being with your children. Now, I have a lot of young people I mentor, and I love spending time with these amazing young people that are in my life, and I make it really a key factor in the time that I spend with them to put the phones away, to put the devices away, to really listen to them, not to lecture them, to really allow them to open up and be themselves and express themselves, and not, again, be completely down their throat and be not really experiencing the beauty of their innocence and their opinions and the beautiful expression of their soul. Okay, and sometimes I think when we are in a parental role, we can really fall into this needing to lecture, needing to, go from here to there, getting them to lessons, rushing around, and not really slowing down and hearing our children and giving them that loving energy that they need. And really, a lot of times, all a child wants is to be heard and validated and to have that one-on-one time. So I think that that's extremely important. I think it's similar as well for a spouse, that a lot of times all your partner really needs is to know that you hear them, that you're giving them your full attention, and that it doesn't have to be completely needy, but to take a little slice out, even if it is 10 minutes, where you are completely in the moment with that other person. And this goes for extended family, this goes for friendships. I don't know how many times I've gone out with girlfriends and they're on their phones and they're taking selfies and they're just so distracted, and I get to the point where I'm like, I don't really understand why I'm out with you, because there's no transference of an actual heartfelt communication. And I'm not saying that I don't have so many amazing girlfriends that, we do sit down and we have a tea and we have a deep discussion or whatever it is, but it is that 100% authentic connection that we are making with another human being that is so incredibly powerful for our mental health. And we need to pay attention, especially in this modern era of smartphones, of devices, all of these little distractions, that we are not, when we are spending time with another human being, that we are actually giving our full attention to them. Because when we're not, we're basically saying that we don't value them enough, or that they're not important enough to hold our attention fully. And that's a message that the soul reads. The soul will read that from any interaction. And I know for myself, being president of many companies and trying to hold the energy of multiple things at once, it can be hard. Truly, in my heart, I want to give that energy and that focus to each and every one of my staff, to all of the customers that come through the doors, but sometimes I'm juggling 100 balls and I'm just not physically able to calm my energy down and give it in that authentic way. But what I do that I feel is extremely powerful is when my day is done, all of my devices go away, and I'm not going to be in this distracted, chaotic energy when I'm with the people that I love. And it's my personal investment to invest that solid time with them, to give them everything that I am, distraction free, because I never regret any piece of that. I never regret any element of giving myself in this very authentic, tuned in way to others. And I think that's why I'm making this video, is really to remind you to value others, because you don't know what you have until it's gone. And once you've severed a relationship with somebody, once a friendship is lost, or once a family has passed away, you don't get to make up for lost time there. There are some elements of relationship that you can never go back to. So be very attentive in all of your actions, all of your thoughts, all your words and deeds, that you're doing them and you're coming forward in the kindest way, in the most respectful way, that you're honoring each and every person that you interact with, because that's powerful. If each and every interaction that you have is not hostile, it's not arrogant, it's not self-inflated, and it's always meant to lift the spirits of others, that's the most beautiful energy. That's unconditional love. When you can bring unconditional love to each and every interaction that you're having, you become a very, very powerful individual in this world. You become this beacon of hope and light and inspiration. And again, that's part of what I so diligently want to teach through these videos, is just, it's the small things. It's not the big things that matter to people. It's not, the big car on your 18th birthday, or, necessarily the house, or necessarily the diamond ring, okay? The things that actually matter are the interactions and the way in which you treat others and others treat you. And remember as well that everything that you're seeing in your external world is a manifestation of the energy that you are putting out there into the universe. So it's going to mirror back to you what you are. And so if you're seeing chaos in your external world, if you're seeing things that trigger you, if you're feeling that there's some sort of attack energy coming at you, you have to really go within and ask yourself the deep questions. What am I emitting that's chaotic? How am I, not sending out positive vibrations of energy? How am I not honoring others around me that might be drawing some of these mirrored experiences back into my life? And when you approach it in that way, again, there's a lot of catalysts for soul growth in that kind of self-evaluation. And you're also heightening your own experience. As you heal yourself, you're actually healing your external world. And I always say, to people that are in my life, we're walking each other home. So all of the people that are in your life, that are sharing your journey with you, you're walking them home, they're walking you home to a better version of yourself, to a better version of themselves, and to a more beautiful out manifestation of the entire global experience. This collective experience that we call life, that we are having here on planet Earth, it is not being done to us. It is being lived for us, so that we can become a better version of ourselves day in, day out, from a soul level, a soul that is incarnate into a body and experiencing things in a very three-dimensional way. Yes, in a very physical way, but it is still at its very core a soul experience. And so if we can start to think of it like this, and think of each and every moment of now as an opportunity to do better, be better, to act better, then again, we are quite literally transforming the landscape of our lives in each and every moment. So again, I hope that you take a little bit more time for loved ones around you, your friends, your family, the people that you interact with. Never take anybody for granted, because sometimes you don't know what you have until it's gone. And again, have a beautiful and very blessed week, and